Hi and welcome. Have you ever found yourself thinking, I know exactly what I need to do, so why am I still not doing it? Think about that for a moment. Maybe you've been putting off an important conversation, a meeting, or procrastinating on something that's really important, or promising yourself you'll be consistent with your exercise routine. You will get up and exercise, or you will go to the gym when you finish work. And you find yourself then slipping back into your old habits. If that sounds familiar, you're definitely not alone. And here's the good news. It probably isn't because you're lazy, unmotivated, or lacking discipline. So in this video, I'm going to explain why trying harder often isn't the answer. I'm going to introduce you to a concept I call invisible patterns and leave you with a simple question that could completely change the way that you see yourself. Hi, I'm Mandy Napier from Mindset for Success. For almost 20 years, I've worked with leaders, business owners, professionals, high-performing individuals, and athletes who all ask some version of the same question. Why do I keep doing this? Or why am I not doing this? And over time, I've realized something. The behavior isn't usually the core problem. It's a symptom, and you have to dig deeper to solve this issue. It's what's driving the behavior. So remember that your behavior isn't always the problem. They think, I need more discipline, I need more motivation, I need more willpower, I've got to try harder. Just do it tomorrow, schedule it in, and I'll start tomorrow. But imagine driving a car down the freeway with the handbrake still on. You can push harder on the accelerator. The engine works harder. You burn more fuel, but you still don't move forward as easily as you should. And many people approach personal change exactly like this. So, one of the biggest discoveries I've made is this. Most people don't realize they're operating from invisible patterns. In fact, 20 years ago, I had no idea that was what was shaping my behaviors. And that's when I became fascinated with how did I create the situation in my life? And that's when I started to become curious and uncover my patterns so that I could make some changes in my life. And most people, just as I didn't, don't realize that they're operating from invisible patterns. Now, these are the unconscious beliefs, emotions, identities, protective strategies, and habits that we've accumulated over the years. And they quietly shape how we think, how we feel, and how we behave. Yet because they're invisible, we often don't even know they're there. And even if we do sometimes, it's like, what do we do about them? So remember this, one of the most important things is becoming aware of your patterns, aware of what is driving that behavior. What are you thinking? What are you feeling? Or where are you coming from when you're actually operating that behavior? You see, awareness is the first step to change because we can't change what we can't see. And awareness creates choice, and choice opens the door to change. So instead of asking yourself, what's wrong with me? Try asking, what invisible pattern could be quietly influencing the behavior? Sit down quietly and just ponder on that question, because that one question has completely transformed the conversations I have with clients. So if this has resonated with you in any way, I've created a complimentary 3-part mini course called Why You Know What to Do, But Don't Do It. And inside, I'll introduce you to some of the most common invisible patterns I see in capable people. And I'll show you the first step towards recognizing them. And then I'll give you some tips on how you can start changing them and rewiring them. So I'll leave the link below. So make sure that you access the course. Please share it with anyone that you know would be interested. And if you'd like to get my regular YouTube videos, please subscribe. And I'd love to hear your thoughts. What behavior are you struggling to try and change? Leave me a comment below. I look at all of my comments. Finally, remember, your mindset matters. Thank you for tuning in. Mandy Napier, Mindset for Success.